Hey everybody. So what's going on here is I'm not home for Christmas because I'm still in SLO. And so my family's not here for me to hang out with, and I'm not in the desert. I'm really close to the beach. So it only really makes sense for me to go boogie boarding like now. Alright, so here we are at Pismo, and if we look over here we can see that the tide is way in. So yeah, it's time for some Christmas bodyboarding. Okay, so I was in the water for about half an hour and I couldn't feel my feet, so I decided to get out. My hands are all numb from the water, so I can barely control the camera. But yeah, here I am in all my wetsuit glory. That's amazing, isn't it? So yeah, thanks Mom and Dad for the wetsuit for my birthday, because otherwise I would have just died. Merry Christmas. Yeah, so that was Christmas Day. Merry Christmas again. Something about this shot just doesn't seem quite right. Okay, yeah, this is way better. This is way more Christmassy. Being covered in LED Christmas lights is probably like the most Christmassy thing I've done this year, actually, which is kind of too bad because I'm usually really into Christmas, but for some reason this year it just seems kind of off. Yeah. Anyway, another thing I did yesterday for Christmas, I went to go see No Country for Old Men. I know, perfect Christmas movie, right? Um, yeah, basically, it was one of the most violent movies I have ever seen. Um, and also, I guess last Friday I saw Sweeney Todd, which was another one of those kinds of movies where it was like, let's be as violent or as stylized violent as we possibly can be. Um, so yeah, had interesting movie experience over the last couple of days. I'd have to say another thing that I really liked about No Country for Old Men was the weapon that the main bad guy used a lot. Um, I won't spoil it if you haven't seen the movie, but for those of you who have seen the movie, you know the little that thing. Yeah, that thing was pretty sweet. And now, if you haven't seen the movie, you're like really curious as to what this thing is. Oh, and also harkening back to the boogie boarding thing that I did earlier. Um, that was seriously like one of the funnest things I've ever done ever. Um, yeah, I'd have to say if you had to choose a way to celebrate Jesus' birthday, feeling really cold and realizing, oh yeah, I'm alive and everything hurts because it's cold. Um, I'd say yeah, that'd be the way to do it. Um, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm sorry I didn't get any shots of me actually in the water because I didn't really have anybody else boogie boarding with me or able to hold the camera. Um, Plus, my battery was kind of dying anyway, so I couldn't get too many shots anyway. Um, but yeah, just kind of as a disclaimer, I was out there by myself, but I didn't go in past my waist because I knew that if I did and there was trouble, I might be like totally screwed. Um, so yeah, if you ever go to the beach and you're boogie boarding by yourself, like stay in water that you can manage. And so I stayed in waist deep or less. And that's actually where a lot of the really good waves are for boogie boarding because if you try to go in too deep, like the waves kind of crash over your head and then you can't really get up onto the wave and really have fun that way. Instead, you're just kind of floating or like the wave has more power than you do, so you can't really take advantage of the wave. Um, in the more shallow water, you can just like even if it's like knee high, you can just jump right on, just keep riding it in until you run aground. And that's actually where most of the pain comes in, is when you hit the ocean floor and skid on your belly or face. And on that note, I think I'll say goodbye and Merry Christmas, and I hope that you're all with your families, with the ones you love. I know that I'll be with my family in about a day or so, and we get to celebrate then, so that'll be really cool. Um, so yeah, have a happy new year, and peace.